Hi everybody, this is Linda. Welcome back to Handsthatcook. I'm always glad to see you. Pull up a chair and we'll get started with this recipe. And I'm going to start off by telling you that this is one that I've already done years ago. It was one of my first videos that I ever put up. And I made it in one video. And for some reason, YouTube separated it and made part 1 and part 2 out of it. And I think it would just do better as part 1. I mean, as, you know, all in one video. Now, this is a jar of what I have left of Sawyer's mayonnaise. And I took the label off so you could see better what I was doing. I am going to make homemade blue cheese dressing that is delicious. Okay, so we're going to leave this mayonnaise in here. Remove the top. Let me get a little closer. Y'all let me know if I get too close. I know I've had several people tell me, back off, back off. All right. So right now we've got about 1/4 of a container of mayonnaise. About 1/4 of a container. Use good mayonnaise. And this is, I'm not sure how many ounces this is. Let me get the package, because I didn't want to advertise anything. This is 5 ounces of blue cheese that's already crumbled. And I should have already had this unwrapped, but I don't always do everything right. Trust me, I don't. Alright, it's already crumbled. That's what I love about it. But if it isn't, if you have to buy a wedge, it doesn't matter, because you can crumble it up yourself. You're going to put the entire 5 ounces in this mayonnaise. And try not to spill any. Seems like an awful lot, doesn't it? Well, if you like a blue cheese flavor, you're going to have to add some mayonnaise. I mean, some blue cheese. A good amount of blue cheese. So that's our blue cheese. And while there's only a little bit of mayonnaise in here, this is when you're going to... the best thing I've found to use is a spatula. This is when you're going to get that mixed the best you can into this mayonnaise. Because once you add the other ingredients that are going in here, and there's not many, but I'm telling you, it's delicious. It's going to be hard to get it mixed up. Ask me how I know. I've been making this for years, and it's a recipe from my mother. Now, I know a lot of blue cheese dressing is made with sour cream. We're making this with mayonnaise because that's the way my mother always made it, and because it has a longer shelf life. And that's what this is about. It's so you can use this entire quart of blue cheese dressing and it not go bad. But if you use sour cream, it's better to just make a small amount for something that'll last 2 or 3 days, you know. Whoops, a daisy. Alright, that's my blue cheese mixed in right there. Now, I've already got this measured out for time's sake now. In my little bowl here, I got a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a scant, not quite, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne or red pepper. I'm going to mix these up in the bowl because it's easier that way. And if you find any lumps, in any of it, just mash it out. You want it mashed out before you add it, right? You don't want to bite down on a clump of onion powder or garlic powder, or especially not the cayenne, right? Now, the onion and garlic, my mother, she didn't start adding it till she asked me to make the blue cheese dressing at her house one time, and I added it. And she said, "That's good, Linda." So from then on, she added it, because she always just used the straight blue cheese recipe. Now, you can grate onion into your mixture, but it's going to shorten the shelf life, so that's why I use powdered. Alright, I got all this mixed up. In it goes. Gonna give it a stir here. Now the cayenne is a just very light back flavor, and that means you can just barely, it's just gonna coat on your tongue just ever so slightly, not enough to be even considered hot. It's just gonna add, it's gonna boost the flavor of this blue cheese dressing. So if you want a longer shelf life, do not use real onions, which if you choose to and make a smaller amount, grate that onion. Don't try to dice it small, grate it. It'll be much better. But it's not going to have as long a shelf life, right? Alright, so I got my 1/3 cup of mayonnaise in here, and of course, that's not quite enough mayonnaise. So, and you really don't need much more. This is a serving spoon right here. A serving spoon. I'm going to add a couple of serving spoons full of mayonnaise. They were out of my favorite mayonnaise, but they had this on sale, and I want to tell y'all, this is a good mayonnaise. I can't believe it. It's good, and it was buy one, get one free. Blue plate mayonnaise. Very good. So I've got my extra mayonnaise in there, and I'm going to get this mixed up the best I can. Alright, now shake up your buttermilk. This is full buttermilk, whole buttermilk, because that's what I like. And don't fill it all the way up, because you've got to stir this. And if you fill it all, fill it all the way up, you have decreased your chances of getting this mixed well. Now, I'm going to tell you that this is better the next day because all of the flavors have had a time to marry. But I have used it right away. It's not as good, but it's good enough. Good enough. And as this, you see, it's not too thick. It's still got some clumps of blue cheese in here. But by tomorrow, it'll be much easier, much smoother, I should say. Maybe not much, but it'll be some smoother. But I don't know anybody that's a blue cheese dressing lover that doesn't like those little clumps of blue cheese. Oh, that was my favorite part, to get part of that dressing with the clumps of blue cheese in it in my salad. I loved it, and I still do. And I'm glad this container is plastic. I'm glad they've started making containers that were plastic. Now, I'm done. I'm done. This is ready But what I'm going to do, that's mixed up about as good as I'm going to get it. I'm going to drop that in there. I'm going to give it a taste. And I'm going to use this spoon because this is just for... This is just for Sam and I. I advise you, I have put salt in here, but honestly, let everybody salt. That is just right. Let everybody salt and pepper their own. Because of the cheese, you know, cheese has quite a bit of salt in it. And you don't want to mess up your dressing adding too much. This is not a messy thing to make. There you go. Not messy at all. Very little mess to it. But here's your blue cheese dressing. If you got a special occasion coming up, a day or two later, make it ahead of time, because I'm telling you, it's better. Let me zoom back. There's some I missed. It is better the next day when all those flavors marry. So you can see I missed some of that cayenne. That cayenne is just right, and remember, it's a scant quarter of a teaspoon. It's a very vague background flavor. And that's it. This is great blue cheese for all you blue cheese lovers. You can adjust the garlic and onion to suit your own taste. That's why you're going to give it a taste before you either use it or put it in your fridge, because you want it to your taste. Alright, that's it, guys. That's my recipe for today. Thank you for coming in and spending part of your day with me. You know, that is such a treasure for anybody to take time out of their day to spend with somebody else. It's a treasure to me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button. You know. And thank you, all of my old subs that hang in there with me, and my new ones that are going to be on an adventure with me. Thank you all. Thank you for the going to my Amazon wish list and getting me a few things that I need in the kitchen that I just can't afford to do right now. But I mean, you know, that's up to you. I'm not begging. I'm just thanking. So until next time, all of you, take care, and God bless every one of you.